Wes Rodriguez.
And I'm Marin Flores.
This is the No Title Show. Yeah, baby. Ha! Bitch!
Was all that really necessary?
It wasn't necessary. I've just been wanting to do that.
And yet you mock me for going, woohoo!
Well, let's play that back. Let's see what sounds cooler.
All right.
Woohoo! Or bitch!
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Another week. Week 3. Week 4.
Week 4.
Week 4. Here we go.
And in studio, we have Marin Flores and Wes Rodriguez. And that's it. That's all you're going to get, motherfuckers. And I'm on one today. I'm on one. Y'all better sit back and buckle up, motherfuckers. Yeah.
It's just going to be a bumpy fucking ride.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
I'm going to make some enemies and make some friends. That's right. I hope I got a family that loves me after this, motherfucker.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So let's get into this.
Let's get cracking.
What are we talking about today? What's on our agenda?
Well, the agenda is there is no agenda.
Well, let's say this. We had an agenda, and it kind of went awry. So, but you know what? In that turmoil and chaos comes a very good story, and so continue with that. Tell us what happened in what was it? IHOP. We decided to go to IHOP, mind you.
Well, the day was planned to interview the owner of the comic book shop that I visit. They have a cool program there where you can sign up to be part of their club or whatever, and then they will pull all the comic books that you want to subscribe to, and whenever you go there on Wednesday, you just pick them up, and you don't have to worry about them selling out before you get there.
Have I mentioned that Wes is a comic book fanatic?
Enthusiast?
Okay, fanatic. There's a fine line between fanatic and enthusiast, so I guess we can go with enthusiast.
Okay, I'm a fanatic.
So anyway, we're in IHOP.
The interview was set up to be done around noon or 1. And what I didn't factor in was how successful the event Free Comic Book Day was going to be. Free Comic Book Day is one day out of the year where, well, you know what? Before I go into detail on that, we're still going to interview the comic book store owner, and I'll have him break down what Free Comic Book Day is.
If you were there, you know. It was chaos, I tell you.
Chaos. So many people, such a long line, and he was drained when we showed up. He kept saying, you know what, the line's going to end. We'll be able to wrap it up in about a half hour, 45 minutes, come back, and then we'll see how it's working out. So,
I've only seen this in the movies, but I actually saw people walking around in like uniforms, like stormtrooper uniforms and Cobra Commander uniforms.
Yeah,
and
saw Thor.
Oh, we saw Thor.
But the Cobra Commander, I don't know, there was something about it. That dude had the sexiest legs, man. Then I realized it wasn't a dude.
It in fact was a female, a very can I use the word pretentious? She looked pretentious. She looked
prestigious.
She was something. She had that haircut like Demi Moore had.
Yeah.
In what was the one she did? G.I. Jane. Was it G.I. Jane she did? She had a haircut kind of like that. So and that was something about her that, you know what, she was appealing to the eyes.
Very.
You know? So anyway, yeah, that was the first time I've been to anything like that, you know? And like I said, you know the show Big Bang Theory, and they do every now and then where they have the shows and they shoot inside the comic book store. And man, do they have it like dead on.
It must be casting out of the comic book store.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. I actually saw one guy had a shirt on that had Sheldon on it. Yeah. And it said Bazinga.
Yeah.
So that was it. Just, you know, I don't know too much about that world other than what you tell me or you show me, you know. And again, like with the Avengers, the movie, we went and saw that earlier today.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And
we'll be able to talk about that next week.
And so, but man, it's unbelievable. But anyway, I don't want to ruin next week's interview, so I won't get into that too much. Anyway, we were in IHOP discussing the interview that was supposed to take place, and we got on the topics of females versus males. And I'll let Wes finish this out.
Well, who wins in the battle of female versus males?
That's a good question.
What's your answer?
My answer?
Yeah.
You know what? When it comes to male versus female, I'll be honest with you. You have to. I'm in a relationship which is way different from. That's where me and you differ. So, for me, it has to be a 50-50 split. And
who wears the pants in your relationship?
I'd have to say she does.
That's fucked up. Dude.
I'd have to say she does. But here's the thing: would I rather be right or would I rather be happy? And if you're married or in a relationship, you will truly understand that. So, and again, it's like you were saying about the romantic.
But you can be right and happy. There's no better feeling than being right and happy.
But it's very, very rare that happens. So
my friend Lamar at work, he's a single dad, and he's always telling about the chaos going on when he's trying to deal with raising a daughter with his baby's mother,
right,
and she's always giving him static and giving him a headache. And I tell him the same thing, pretty much what you just said.
Right.
However, he doesn't have to have a continuous relationship with this person.
Right.
It's on and off again, right?
Right.
When you interact with, your ex-spouse, the person that you share a child with, you don't have to be continually seeing them.
Right.
So you can pick your battles.
Right.
Now, fortunately, in that situation, they can win every time.
Right.
Let them win.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Because you get to walk away knowing your opinion differs than what you actually stated.
Right.
And it's going to be a while before you have to see them again. So I just deal with it. It's give and take.
Can I call you?
You don't have to be seeing. You don't have to live with them. You don't have to deal with the intricacies of
but you know
getting
what?
along. You just say, okay, you know what? You're right. In fact, I support your viewpoint.
But
let me take care of my kid, and then I'll go home, and then in my head I'm saying, fuck you, bitch. I win. I don't have to deal with your shit ever again.
But it's not that easy. It really isn't. And I say that from
his standpoint. No, it is that easy.
Because I've been through it. I've been through that. I've been through that. And when I separated, well, not even separated, she straight up left me because I was an asshole at the time. And for like the first 2 years, I hated her, man. I really did. I hated her. And it took us about a good 2 years. And every time we would see each other, we'd just give each other, like we would talk, but in the back of our mind, I was like, you fucking cunt, oh, you fucking prick, and we had that.
Well, then you can't truthfully be, you know what, you're right.
No,
you
no.
Can't
but
say that with a straight face.
After 2 years, and the feelings kind of subsided, you know what I mean? And the hatred kind of went, and we kind of realized, you know what, maybe we're angry at each other over something that's already done and over with. So let's just kind of, and again, I have a child involved in it. You know what I mean? So there's a big difference. And so the relationship I'm in now, again, would I rather be right or would I rather be happy? There's times where it's something simple and small that she wants, you know what I mean? And and other times it's something more difficult and try to try and, I don't want to say dig myself out of, but I find myself apologizing all the time. You know what I mean? I really do. I find myself apologizing, and it's not, but to let my ego take over and to let my ego try and run this relationship is just, it's stupidity. You know, it's just utter stupidity. Which brings us back to the whole give and take of the relationship. You know, like you said in the beginning, you said, well, I wanna have a relationship where I don't like romantic comedies, but if she wants to go see one, she can go see one. But I'm not gonna go because I don't want to go. And then when I do decide to go, she'll look at it as, oh, that's a special occasion, or that's something he's willing to do for me. And then I asked you point blank, I said, well, what if she doesn't like romantic comedies either? And you're like, no, that won't work. I mean, the logic behind that is just, I don't get it, you know what I mean? But that's Wes, so.
Even I don't get it. All I know is in my head, I'm thinking, if a girl is just too conformative to who I am,
right,
that means she has personality issues. She can't. The more intense a relationship means that they're competing personalities,
right,
and that means that there's more intense feelings,
right.
And I don't want a relationship where it's like, oh, whatever you want to do, Right. I don't have an opinion. It's whatever you want.
Right.
To do. I'm going to identify with your world and put aside my own.
Right. I
will let whoever you are define who I'm going to be. Whatever he is all about is now whichever she's all about.
Right.
And you know what? That might be how some relationships work.
Right.
And I'm no one to judge. I'm trying to imagine myself with a similar female.
Right.
And if she were to go to college or something and I'm involved with somebody like that,
right.
My like is going to be that she goes out with girls that are more in tune to the female world.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I'm going to be wondering, why the fuck aren't you watching The Walking Dead with me? Why do you want to watch fucking Chloe and Lamar?
Why would anybody want to watch Chloe and Lamar?
This is fucking weird. Fuck that shit. No. Keep the Kardashians out of our life. That's not important. But unfortunately, a lot of the women out there want to be fucking Kim Kardashian.
Well, let me speaking from, and this is strictly my point of view, and like I said, I could be totally wrong. I was 32 when I met my fiance, and she was 22 at the time, and we've been together like 8 years now, and so we watch totally different things, every now and then we'll catch a show together or whatnot, you know what I mean? But she has her thing, and like I have my thing.
That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is female and males are going to have separate interests. But when the female hasn't defined who she is as a female in the relationship,
yeah, but sometimes you feel like that person's the one. Maybe there's gonna come a time where she as she gets older or whatever, and she says, oh, you know what, this isn't what I want. You know what I mean? But like for right now, this is her happiness. This is her thing. You know what I mean?
Well, so my experience, my ex was almost in the same situation. She didn't have a license when I met her.
So that's where this aggression comes from.
It could. Very well could. Or it could be the fact that whatever feedback I get, it doesn't make sense. And it gives me no hope to finding what I would deem a good relationship.
Right.
For me to say this is the perfect foundation to build a family on.
So the ideal girl for you would be what? Someone who's into comic books, like the girl today?
A girl that could identify with what my interests are, who has a separate life and her own interests that I can complement. I think the perfect relationship is two people on their own tracks that have aligned themselves.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And they complement each